Good evening, ladies and gents. How you doing? It is Mag here, also known as Middle Aged Gamer Guy. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. Fluffy Chaos, thank you so much for that follow. I'll say hello to everyone in a minute. We are broadcasting live on YouTube, mobile, and desktop, and also obviously Twitch, which is our main home for this show. Let's see who is in the chat right now. First person here, nice and early. Gozzo, good evening. Kindred, good evening. Flame, good evening. How are you? Loopy Lulu, who's our community member of the month. So if we can give Lulu a shout out at some point, greatly appreciate it. She's got 2 more days and then we start the whole process all over again. Retro Jazar, hello, how are you? Lulu says, I'm ready to get all the answers wrong. Funnily enough, our guest also said the same thing, said same honestly. I'm not going to introduce our guest just yet. But welcome on in. I'm here to make Mykl Skuft uncomfortable. And I mean comfortable. Now I'm confused. Is it uncomfortable or comfortable? You're going to have to tell me. But hi, welcome on in. Over on YouTube. I cannot even pronounce that, so I'm just going to call you Nov. Welcome on in. Hannah, good to see you. Brian over at the UK Gaming Network, good evening. How are you? I'm new. Yes, welcome on in. Good to see you. Grace Joy, welcome on in. Also on YouTube. How you doing? Abdu, long time no see. Hi, how are you? How are the pups? The pups are doing well. They were on all the streams last week, and then I had to go away, so they're over at the other house with my ex-partner. So they're there, being looked after, and then they'll be back soon. They'll be back next month, which is April, literally like tomorrow is April. There you go. Jesse, good evening. iQuail, good evening. Great to see you all. Ben coming in with a sub. It says, good evening, you beautiful muffins of badassery. Thank you so much. GWL, welcome on in as well on YouTube. Lots of people here. Ems, good evening. Good to see you. Lulu says, I start therapy tomorrow. I'm very nervous. There's nothing to be worried about therapy. I can tell you that. I've done it. I know a number of other people have done it. Not going to mention names on chat, but there's nothing to be nervous about. But I hope you get what you want out of it and it helps you for whatever you need. So there you go, Lulu. Nothing to be worried about. It's all good. Let's bring in our co-host that knows the most, the one and only, Mr. David Jones. Good evening.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Welcome in. What have you been up to this weekend? What have you been playing?
Oh, what have I been playing? I'm still playing a bit of Baldur's Gate 3 because I've been playing a bit of that co-op Wise the Friend, but that's what tends me to go back to my game that I've been going into and out of for like the last year or two since it released. So I've gone back to where I was in Act 2, just trying to complete some trials in a dungeon at the moment to forward the story on a little bit. That's proven quite interesting at the moment. So I'm trying to manage to figure out most of that stuff. Now just trying to figure out how to get a gem off some big demon who's got loads of the guys around him. And if I try and steal it, I upset everyone. They all try and fight me. There's far too frigging many of them. So I'm constantly reloading, trying to figure out other ways to deal with this without having to get into a fight. So I'm having a bit of fun with that. And then I've been playing a bit of Crimson Desert as well, which has been getting a fair few updates from the devs Pearl Abyss since it came out. It's definitely getting improved because initially when you tried to glide in that game, you really couldn't glide very far, even if you were increasing like your stamina. It was pretty useless, but they've altered that already. You can now get a bit further. It now feels like it's a bit more useful. And they've said they've improved some of the boss battles. Though the first 2 boss battles I came across, I still didn't think were particularly great. Pretty just quite ridiculous battles where the boss just seems to have these mad combos that I just couldn't block. I was basically going into the inventory every like a couple of seconds just to get like a healing item, come back out, try and get another hit in, and get another healing item. So rinse and repeat for quite a while. So I thought fights were shit, to be quite honest. But I will see if they improve as the game gets further. But at least the exploration is quite cool. It is a decent world to explore, find some cool stuff, some stuff that I am not yet ready for. So I'm going to have to go back to some of these places later on when I've boosted the character up. But apart from the boss fights, quite enjoying it so far.
Okay. I mean, we're going to talk more Crimson Desert later on the show because we did say we'd give everyone an update. I know there's people talking about it in chat. I'm not going to bring those comments up, but we can bring them up in a bit. Brian from the UK Gaming Network says, good job you can't hear me as I'm currently playing the new Super Meat Boy 3D, which came out today. And there's a lot of swearing. I can imagine a lot of swearing with the original. There's probably going to be loads on that. I think that's landed on Game Pass as of this evening. Gilfly
games just make you swear.
Yeah, it's one of them. Abtu says, please ask Davy Jones if his ship is in seaworthy condition.
No, sank.
There you go. There's your answer. Yeah, the swearing in Crimson Desert is hilarious as well. I've heard some things. It's very, very. Ben says, anyone else remember the days when games had to be shipped in a decent state? Yeah, they either worked or they didn't, and that was the end of it. There was no patches. There was no nothing, especially when they used to come out. Believe this. Get this. On cassettes or floppy disks, and people are going to be going on cassettes.
Those were the days. 11 discs for Indiana Jones Fate of Atlantis, having to keep swapping the buggers round.
5 discs for Doom 2. I remember that. There you go. Those were the days. Hannah says, Hannah says, woo, she just got a 50 stream streak and has been awarded 450 Mojo Bites. Congratulations. Lulu has been playing Half-Life. I'm getting pissed off with Half-Life. I've died 86 times. I'm only halfway through. Still love that game. Persevere. I loved it. Kindred said, I got Horace Go skiing on tape and battle tanks from their last Kickstarter. That's cool. I love the Horace Go skiing. It's great fun. Great fun. World War Zero on the PS2 had a broken save game system. And because there are no patches, it's that way forever. Wasn't there also a Davy Jones in the Monkees? Yes, he was the lead singer.
Certainly was.
Not our Dave.
Not me.
God rest his.
Can't sing for Tuffy. You've heard me do Happy Birthday the odd time when you I've been made to. Terrible.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I'm sure we lost viewers.
Yeah, I probably did, but you know, I've said worse to lose viewers, so don't worry. Gozzo started playing Resident Evil 7, which is cool. I got in the Virgin Media stores in Dubai. They were selling Walkman music cassettes. There you go. Ben says, my first game shipped on 2 floppy disks, less than 2 megabytes, and ran on 512k memory. Ben says, can we have a sing along with Dave at Timeless?
I don't sing in public, I'm afraid.
He might get a sing along, as in we can sing round him, but then he might run off. But I don't know. We'll talk about some more Timeless stuff. We've got an announcement to make a little bit later on. But anyway, I'm glad you lot are having fun playing games and stuff and reminiscing about cassettes and floppy disks. But it's time to bring in our guest for this evening. Now, this gentleman has not been on for a couple of years. And lo and behold, I had a conversation with him at the Twitch meet at Christmas saying, it's only a year ago. We'll get you on. Susanna, thank you for that follow. And he went, it's been nearly 2 years. And I went, you're joking. How has it been 2 years? How has it been 2 years? So we were like, right, we've got to get you back, and we've got to get you back as soon as possible. And there's a funny story that we'll talk about a little bit later on when we do one of the news stories. But please welcome back a wonderful streamer and content creator. Please welcome, and he did have a different name last time, but he's still Mykl to us because he is Mykl. But he is now no longer Mykl Mantis because he is Mykl Skuft. Welcome on in.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Great to have you here, my friend.
Good.
And I still can't believe that it's been over 2 years. And I was like, it was only like last year. This was at Christmas 2025. And I was 20, and he was like, nah, it's been longer than that. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. I definitely need to get you back on the show. So my apologies for that.
I was allegedly a little bit drunk at that meetup. So I was very sort of blunt with my answers.
Yeah, but at least you told me, because otherwise I'd be thinking, you were on the show last year. And it's like,
4 years later.
Makes it now nearly 3 years when you think about it, because we talked about this in 2025. And then now it's 2026. So that's seamless. But we're back. We've got you back. And under a brand new name, because I know you changed your name a while back. What's been going on for you in your content creation journey?
Not much, to be honest. I've gone back to work because I was having a lot of time off, so I was streaming a lot. I've gone back to work, and I've kind of found a nice balance now where I just do like 2 or 3 days a week. Been playing some Solasta 2
nice
in early access.
Good stuff.
I know Dave mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 earlier. I was a big fan of Baldur's Gate 3. And in Solasta 2, it's very similar, but I do like the way they've changed the mechanics.
Yeah.
It's not the same as Baldur's Gate, and I think that gives it its own little separation from the critics that are comparing it.
I think it's good. We had Dan from Kepler Interactive on the show 2 weeks ago, and there were some lucky people in chat who won copies of Solasta 2.
Amazing.
And if you have been playing it, the people that have won, please do let us know what you think of it, because it's been getting some very good feedback. So I'm really happy that you're playing that, because I think that when that gets its final release, it's going to be pretty awesome. Awesome.
For sure. It's going to be huge. I mean, the early access is like 15 to 20 hours worth of like content. So, I mean, there's still a lot more they can do with that, and it's just getting started.
So it could be, I think we're on to a winner. We've technically not reviewed it because it's not fully out, but that will happen. It will appear on one of these streams. Now, something else I was going to talk about, because obviously we were having a catch up at the Christmas Manchester Twitch meet. It is the Manchester Twitch meet this Friday. There are literally only 42 tickets left. So if you do want to go, it's at Arcade Club in Bury, which is great in Manchester. All the early bird tickets have gone, but you can still get tickets that get you in from the arcade at 6 o'clock. We will be doing a live stream, not on this channel, but from the Manchester Twitch meet page. And Mykl is going to feature in those streams, because Mykl is going to be doing something very unique. We're going to do something we've not done before, because we are going to be doing interviews with content creators to camera. We are going to be doing some speed networking sessions. So if people are looking for collabs, if they're looking to make new friends, we're going to be running sessions for that. But I'm going to let Mykl explain exactly what Mykl's going to be doing.
I'll put me right on the spot there.
Sorry.
So I thought I was going to get a little bit of an introduction to what I was going to be doing. So basically for an hour, I'm going to be doing live tarot readings for people. Well, I'm going to be on stage, but I'm going to be doing it for the people there. If you do want a reading, please attend when I'm there and just put your hand up and say, I would like one, please. And then I'll call you out and we'll get you on stage and we'll do a reading for you. And don't worry, I'm not going to go into life-changing details when we're live on stage. I'll keep it nice and sort of vague, and then we'll talk about it afterwards when I'm not on stream, if that's what you prefer.
And this is the thing. If anyone is worried about being on stream and doesn't want to be on stream, Mykl will be doing readings that are not on stream as well, which is fantastic. So he'll be there, starting from roughly around about 8 o'clock in the evening. So you get a couple of hours in the arcade, and food and drink will be served. Food will be from when we're open, which is great because they're open because it's Good Friday. But I kick all the kids out at 6 o'clock, and then it's just adults only. We'll be streaming 8 till 11, and Mykl will be there for the evening, and you can have a chat. So we'll do that. And I want to say thank you for volunteering to do that for us, because it's something unique, something not done before. I know that it's huge. Tarot readings are huge on TikTok. So we were like, screw it, we can do this on Twitch. We'll make it a thing.
I do want to distance myself from the tarot readers on TikTok.
No, that's fine.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, I mean, there's plenty of stuff online you can search up. But that's fine.
We're not going to pigeonhole you into that same category. We're
not the same. We're not the same,
and we can do it better. Here we go. Now we're going to get bombarded with hate mail from TikTokers. Lulu says, I'm learning how to do tarot readings. I keep messing up some of the meanings, though. Interesting.
Are you going to the meetup?
I don't know. Lulu's based all the way down in Bristol, so I don't know whether she will make it. But she normally attends Timeless. So if you ever not come to Timeless, then maybe you guys can have a chat. And
possibly, yeah. If you ever meet up, I'm happy to talk through some stuff with you and just give you some pointers and help you out with it.
That is awesome. Fungus Eye. Hello. Hi. Good evening, guys. Great to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Good to have you here. I can't make the meetup. I will be at Timeless. There you go. I preempted it. It's really good. Really good day. For anyone who does want to come to the meetup in Bury this Friday, I'm going to chuck a link in the chat. There is only 42 tickets left. I'm going to put that in all the chats now. Feel free to sign. The tickets are free, but once they've gone, they're gone. So that's all. Brian says they're allowing me to leave work early on Friday so I can get there in good time. Amazing. There you go. So, shall we? Oh, actually, I'm going to say, I know it's already been dropped in chat, and it's been dropped in the other chats, but it'll also pin to the top of the Twitch chat. Thank you, Mykl, for doing this. If you want to see Mykl live, there is a link there. That is his link tree. It's got everything. Main channel is Twitch, but it's got everything else on there. You can follow him on all his socials. And what days are you now streaming, Mykl?
Well, first of all, fingers crossed that everything on Linktree is correct, because I haven't checked that in God knows how long. Which is Skuft. That's my entire personality. But main days that I stream are Tuesdays or Thursdays, and then a Sunday.
Okay.
And sometimes I play D&D on a Sunday, so I'll be on Twitch, but on someone else's channel.
Nice. I can confirm that the Twitch link in the link tree works, so you're safe. I've just quickly gone on there.
There's 1 out of 8. So...
Yeah, 1 out of 8. Well, we did put on the thing, did we? I did, because we was like, I didn't bother to check. It says all links for shout-outs are in that link tree, but his main one is on Twitch. So there you go.
Amazing.
So we covered our backs.
Thank you.
There you go. We covered our backs. Okay, are we ready to start tonight's show?
Yep, ready and round to go.
Okay, let's do this. And do you know what? Before I even do that, I'm going to turn on there you go. The comments are on there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our 259th show, believe it or not. We're going to be talking about such games as Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the Switch 2 edition. I'm not going to read out the whole name. I'll do that later. Screamer, the new racing game with an anime twist, and the brand new Life is Strange game called Reunion, which no one seems to be talking about, which is really bizarre. Also, we're going to be talking about the mass layoffs at Epic, which how it affects Fortnite, which happened while we were doing this show last week. The PlayStation 5 price rises, yes, yet again, and some Crimson Desert news. And we're going to look at this week's top 10 UK game retail charts, because we had to look at it 2 weeks ago, so we'll see what's changed, what's come in, what's gone. So let's start with our first game tonight. So technically not a new game, but has some new additions. This came out on Thursday for Switch 2. This is Super Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park. Can you get a longer name for a game? Probably, but we'll start with this one. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Come one, come all. Here's what's sprouting in the Flower Kingdom. A new power-up. Rosalina and Luma. Assist mode. Double badges. And oh, the Koopalings. And over in the brand new Bella Bell Park, Camp Central with the Toad Brigade training camp. Do it solo or team up. And speaking of teaming up, attractions galore in Attraction Central. Local wireless multiplayer, including game share support, online multiplayer, co-op attractions, versus attractions, lots of collectibles. And there's still so much more to experience. So what are you waiting for? The Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park game is available now on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Nintendo Switch 2 players who already have Super Mario Bros. Wonder on Nintendo Switch can upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing the upgrade pack. 3 amiibo figures from Super Mario Bros. Wonder are also available now.
Good evening, Dave Johnson. Welcome on in. So it's $16.99 for the upgrade pack if you already have the game. And but I don't know what the price is for the full game, so I don't know if Kindred can pop that in the chat. But yeah, Dave, I've gone through what you get with this, but I'll let Dave say what this is, and then if there's any things he might have missed because I've watched a load of reviews, I'll chuck it all in to see whether you think this is worth getting or not.
Yeah, it's tricky really as to whether it's worth getting. Because I think probably a lot of people might have just wanted just a basic upgrade, just to make it, run the higher resolution with, smoother frame rates. A lot of people have just been happy with that. But it just seems like one of those Nintendo packs that have made a load of additional content as kind of an excuse to charge you some more money to upgrade the game to the Switch 2 edition. Because a lot of the stuff, I think there's probably a lot of people who won't be that bothered about some or all of it. What you kind of get in the pack is nothing really changes in the main game from what I could tell. I think the only thing that was really noteworthy for that is it gives you an option to, I think, pull the camera out a bit more when you're doing multiplayer.
Yes. Yeah.
Which would be quite handy because I found playing the Mario games like that, it can be hard to sort of keep track of where people are and which person the camera's following. So it can be quite easy to just like mess up. But you can pull the camera back, so you got a bit more screen real estate, and you can, I think, have a bit more control over which character that is actually being followed in the game. So that's quite a good improvement for the main game. But apart from that, it's all like additional stuff. You've got like some boss challenge stages with the Koopalings. That's all new, and apparently better boss fights than in the main game from what I was reading. Then there's quite a few challenge levels as well, which are remixes of levels from the base games, but giving you challenges like, trying to get to the end of the stage without killing an enemy or collecting a coin, or I think you can be invisible and you've got to try and jump your way through the level where you're invisible. Lots of like fun little challenges like that. And then there's a batch of like multiplayer modes as well. Just are you either competing against each other or you're trying to like complete a level as a team. It's content like that they've put in there. So it's hard to know whether people will think it is worth the extra money. Because I think, sort of $16.99 or $19.99, whatever it is. I think it perhaps depends where you buy it from.
Yeah, 67 quid mainly if you get the version. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends whether you think all that extra stuff is worth it. Because the base game on the Switch, was pretty good from what I heard. A lot of good content in there. Most people would be quite happy with, as I say, just having the resolution increase for the Switch 2 and the frame rate's just improved. Not all the other stuff might not be bothered about it, but that's down to the individual to decide if it's worth it. But I still need to play the main game. Still haven't got around to it, but always heard good things about it. So probably would be tempted to get the Switch 2 version, but I probably would wait and see if the price does drop a little bit at the moment because it's the cheapest. But that's Nintendo for you.
Switch 1 version currently is 50 quid. So if you're not fussed about all the multiplayer stuff, you might as well get that, because I've got that version because it was one of our 2023 top games of the year on this very show. But then if you think you're going to, what my suggestion is, if you feel that you have a lot of friends around and you're going to enjoy the multiplayer stuff and you've already got it, you might as well pay the 17 quid to do the upgrade. Or if you haven't got it, spend the 67 quid to play it with lots of friends and stuff. But if you're not, don't bother. Stick with the original version and get the original version, because I ain't going to upgrade it, because I ain't going to play that. And I know they've done some things to make it a little bit easier, as you said, and some upgrades, but it really is, as Brian said, mainly focused on the multiplayer stuff, really, which is a bit, I think, a bit annoying, really, because whereas like the Kirby game, they added new levels and variations, new levels for the Switch 2 version. You thought they might have done that.
This is all additional fluff that you're probably not bothered about.
Before I ask Mykl his thoughts on this, just want to say hello to a few people that have popped in. Chloe, welcome on in. Good to see you. Also, Big Fuzzy Yak and Big Fuzzy Panda, how are you doing? I know nobody's going to be pooping in the shower or on the floor. If you have no idea what they're on about, it was all because of the Jackbox thing I did live on stage at DreamHack. If you haven't seen the clips on Instagram or TikTok, I suggest you go and watch it because it was the funniest thing ever. And some people had some very weird suggestions of where they would poop if they couldn't find a toilet. A fridge being one of them. So it gives you an idea of Michael's face says it all. Yeah, trust me. And
like freezer, yes, but not the fridge.
So Mykl, based on that bombshell,
what, bombshell or bombshell?
Bombshell. Mario. I don't know. It's Italian. Marielle. I'm getting out of that one. Your thoughts on this? Did you play the original back in 2023?
I didn't, because I don't own a Switch.
Okay.
But, I mean, what I'm going to say is everyone knows Nintendo. Everyone knows the prices are going to be high. But it did look like an interesting game. I do like the multiplayer aspect of it, where you can obviously team up with your friends. I do think it has the potential to be pretty good. I know it's a remake of the original, but I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes out. But for me, Nintendo, they make good stuff. Yeah. It's fluffy. No, I'm not a bombshell. This is what I mean. This is why I sent a ping out so my community could come and give me shit. So just you weren't the only one getting shit.
Yeah. Did everyone get the great big bowel movement today?
But yeah, I think it could be good. I think a lot of people in chat are saying 8. I'm likely to agree with that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you have a think. Let's see what people are saying. For the people who have not seen the show before, we technically don't review the games, but I scour the internet to get all the reviews and turn that into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but if you guess it correctly, either in the YouTube or the Twitch chat, we will give you a shout out for the channel. And also, Dave and my guest, Mykl, do not know the scores, so they're also going to get to guess as well. So let's pop up to the top. Let's see what we've got. Danka said there might be a bit of biasy because it's a Mario game. 8. Lulu, 8 here. Chloe, 7.5. Big Fuzzy Yak, 7.5. Ems, 8. I think it's Mario, so 8. Gozzo, 8. Dave, 8. Big Fuzzy Yak says Yoshi game, I vote 9. Okay, so some people going high. Kindred saying an 8. 8.5 just to be different, says Brian. Flame says an 8. Matt says it's a 7.5. Good evening, Computer Club, Matt. Retro Jazar saying 8. Dave, what say you? Chat, get your scores in if you haven't already.
I'm going to go for an 8.5. I think
Okay.
the previous version probably scored a 9 or something, but I reckon the new stuff might just pull it down a little bit score-wise.
Okay. All right. Gilfly saying an 8. Big Fuzzy Yak changed their mind again, 7.5. Mykl, what do you reckon this got?
8, but if pricing comes into it, we all know Nintendo's priced high. I think it could be a 7. But
Okay.
I'm going to stick with 8.
Sticking with an 8. Okay. Iquel saying an 8.5. Folks, last chance. This is Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 edition and meet up in Bella Bell Park because they couldn't think of a shorter name, which came out on Thursday on Switch 2. When we talked about this, and it was one of our games of the year back in 2023, and Brian says it was their game of the year for the UK Gaming Network, this got a 9 out of 10 on the show. But tonight, Big Fuzzy Yak has changed score again, gone for 8.5. Fungicide says 7.5. I can tell you that this got, on average, 8 out of 10. Well done, Mykl. First one right. Congratulations. There were some other scores that were like slightly lower. There was nothing that was higher than that, but generally it was 8. Let's say hello to all the ones that got it right. Gilfly, congratulations. Retro Shazar, Flame, Kindred, Dave, Gozzo, Ems, Lulu, Danka, you all got it right. Mods, you're going to be very busy, so I'm going to leave you to that. But you're all going to get shout outs. So thank you so much. And thank you to all who's getting that right. Let's move swiftly on to our next game. Now, this was a game I was supposed to play last week on launch. But as you know, I ended up doing a sponsored stream, which probably the timing of could have been a bit better. We'll talk about that later on. But they very kindly did still send out the game. And I will be covering this tomorrow. I originally played the original in 1996, and I had also Screamer 2 and Screamer Rally, and now it's been revamped for 2026. This is the new racing game, but with an anime spin on it. And if you want to see this, I'll be streaming this at 8:30 tomorrow night. Come and check this out. This is Screamer.
ぼんやりした無数の光僕らの明日に何があるの限界で歩き疲れたよ逃げたい時代は分断し続けウィークが暴れ出してくると見えないもやが本当に暗闇の中の割れたバックホールされるかまま浮かぶライフバンクいつか迫ます日が来るバウンスで窓をライテルと手をアウトワークだろワークだろたまでフェイカードディサンリー我が本能よ Don't stop迫れ来る現実この手でバウンス過去と未来そんなことはどうでもいいと吐き出してしまいそうだ
One more race.
there you go. So this is 50 quid on PC and about 60 quid on PS and Xbox. Fungicide says this looks cool. Brian reviewed this last week. Obviously, don't take this into consideration. But Brian reviewed this. He said, I only gave this as an 8 and not higher, which surprised me because I know he's really looking forward to this game. That looks really cool. This game looks wicked. JL, hello. I saw you've got con flu. Mate, get well soon. Hope you feel better, son. I'm going to so get that game, says Gozzo. So I like the art style. So they have basically revamped Screamer for the 2020s and gone down the anime route. So tell us a little bit more, Dave, about what's very different from this to the one back in 1996 that I very much loved.
Matt, I've forgotten about the old versions of this game. So yeah, interesting to see the title get dragged out and revamped. I would just say it's now fairly heavily anime inspired and looks very very cool. Definitely giving you sort of 90s anime vibes, I would say.
Yeah,
and it looks like a pretty decent arcade racer from what I've seen of it. It's got a bit of an interesting control scheme to it, as well as just using like the left analog stick for your general steering. I think you need to use the right analog stick to like swing the back end out to sort of drift around the corners. So I think that does take a little bit of practice to get the hang of. Although if you really can't, I think there are other control options within the game, but its default one is this 2 analog sticks setup, which does sound quite cool. It's got the usual sort of modes that most of the arcade races get. You've got your multiplayer modes in there, and you got your single player story mode. The story mode sounds fairly decent. Your characters in this one, they are in a competition to win I think $100 billion in this race that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the main thing they're there for. They're there to try and get some answers to what happened to a friend that died somehow. So they're out for sort of revenge and justice for him. So there's quite a cool sounding story there. So it looks like a pretty decent package from what I can tell.
Yeah, I think this puts a lot more into the game than the original game was. Just a straightforward racing game. But interestingly enough, you could unlock a rocket car, which features in this game as one of the cars. So it's nice that they've used that. But yeah, this adds a lot more story. There's also a lot of game modes to this. You do have to play almost like 5 levels of these story modes to unlock everything. But there's a hell of a lot of stuff in there to play, different multiplayer modes. You can even do local 4-player co-op. No games do that anymore, so that's cool. But you can also do it online, split screen. All those options are in there, and loads of time attack boss things. Also, there's also little actions as well. So I know we recently played the Carmageddon Road Shift game, but it's almost a combination of decent racing, but also you have little abilities like boost abilities and action abilities. So it's almost like a little bit of Mario Kart spread in there as well, so that's intriguing. Brian saying the default controls are tricky, but thankfully they are completely customizable. Sometimes it feels like you need 8 fingers on 8 buttons at the same time. I'm guessing it's manageable. Mykl, your thoughts on Screamer?
Looked really cool. Did like the art style. I did like certainly the start of it, of the trailer. It reminded me of a game on the PS1, and I can't for the life of me remember what that game was called. But it was cars that would like flip upside down and you could still drive them, but you could drive them on the roof and stuff. I can't remember what the game was. If anyone knows, let us know in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
But it reminded me of that, but it was obviously more that crossed with Need for Speed. Roll Cage.
There you go.
The one.
Awesome. Thank you, the Northeast
Recluse. Northeast England. Ari, like?
First time here. Welcome on in.
Yeah, welcome in. But yeah, it reminded me of that, and crossed with like what's the word? Need for Speed type cars. It was really cool. It looked really cool. I'm excited for it.
There you go. Brian says he's actually got more in common with Wipeout than a standard arcade racer. See, that's interesting because of the way it works. All right, folks. Let's see. Get your scores in for this. Let's see what people are saying. I'll go to the top. Let's have a look. Lulu says a 7.5. Hannah says an 8 again for this one. Danka saying a 7.5. 7.5 from Chloe says, love the look of this. Gozzo 7.5. Jail 7.5. Obs, good evening. Good to see you, Obs. Good to see you at DreamHack this weekend. 7. Scrolling down. Ems 8. Kindred 7.5. Brian 8. Iquel 8, Retro Jazar 7. I'll start with Mykl. What do you reckon?
I want to say 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Gilfly says, I'll say 8 because it looks cool. Flame saying 7. Dave saying 7.5. Our Dave here. What do you reckon?
I'm going to try an 8 for this one.
Okay, going for an 8. Okay, so people are going mainly 8s and 7.5s by the look of it. This is your last chance to get your scores in the chat. If you guess it correctly, you will get a shout out. Rock Muse, good evening. Going for an 8. Fluffy Chaos, going for a 7.5. This is Screamer, which I'll be playing live on stream tomorrow at 8:30 on Twitch and TikTok. But you can get it on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. It came out last Thursday. Looks like a solid 7 to me for the Northeast Recluse. Well, I could tell you that Screamer comes screaming in with an 8 out of 10 on average.
Nice.
There you go. Congratulations, Dave. You got it
Thank
right. We will give you a shout out shortly. DJ Mike just stuck in there with a 7, but unfortunately didn't get it right. Rock Muse, well done. You got it right. Gilfly, you got it right. iQuail. Brian, I'm glad you got it right because you reviewed it. So that's all right. Ems. Who else said 8? Who else said 8? Hannah, well done. And I think that's everyone. Congratulations. You Hannah is 2 for 2 right now. So I think Hannah is in the lead. So there you go. Not that this is a competition. It's just a bit of fun. But hey, that's cool. Damn, close but no cigar. Now, some of you know that Dave isn't a streamer, so we can't shout him out normally. You can do exclamation Dave in the Twitch chat. But Dave, how would you like your first shout out this evening?
You can do some spinning on your chair, mate.
Spinning on the chair. There you go. There was a bit of delay. There's the Dave. Spinning on the chair. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Dave! There you go. Screamer related Dave for you. There you go. People shouting, get him on his knees. Not yet. Not yet. We didn't get those knee cracking last week, so we've got to do that. There you go. I think if anyone's been missed off, let us know. Thank you, Dave, for doing that. Let's move on to our first bit of news this evening. This news story dropped as we were doing last week's show, so a couple of people mentioned it. Unfortunately, a game that you think would never, ever have any issues has, and that is Fortnite. Fortnite has now had over 1,000 people laid off from the staff from Epic Games, the developer. They have basically stated that there has been a downturn in engagement with the game. They have stated that to get people playing the game, they try as hard to make new missions and blah, blah, blah. And obviously a new season launched nearly 2 weeks ago. But it is games are trying to buy people's time as much as possible because people now have limited time these days. They did also, which didn't go in its favor, put the price up of some of the season passes and the V-Bucks that you use to buy character costumes and themes and skins, etc., which didn't go down too well with the community. But because of this, 1,000 people were laid off last Tuesday. And a couple of modes are being removed. Later in the year, the rocket racing is going to be removed, which is the racing mode. And also the music festival thing, which is very akin to things like Guitar Hero, will be removed as in April. And the new tactical shooter thing, which had only been out a couple of months, Ballistic, is also being removed. So they're basically saying that, there's an economic downturn. Now, what's interesting is back in 2023, Epic did lay off 833 employees. But this was generally from Epic and other areas. But it is reported that there are 4,000 members of staff that work on Fortnite. So a quarter of the staff have now gone. So that's pretty big numbers. It's an interesting fact to see. I'm limited to what I can say. As some of you know, my timing was not great because I agreed to do a sponsored Fortnite stream, which I still did deliver on, but it wasn't the full thing that was supposed to. And I'm waiting to hear. All I can say is that the people that were backing it did drop out. So the stream wasn't what it was supposed to be, but the company did say, if you still do it, we're still going to pay you, because we had an agreement. So I can't say fairer than that. But it is a worrying downturn. I like Fortnite, like everyone else. You know, we play it every so often on the channel. I've got more into it, especially over the last couple of months. But do we think that this downturn is because games are so hungry for your time that not many people are playing it? Which I do. I mean, Hannah says we're playing it now. I do feel that Fortnite is something you can hop in, play for 5 or 20 minutes and then hop out again. It doesn't feel like it's taking like 40, 50 hours of your life, like a Crimson Desert or, you know, a big game like Baldur's Gate 3. What do we think? I'll start with Dave and I'll get Michael's opinion. And chat, feel free to give your opinions.
Well, you could probably say it's not, you know, a big game like, you know, Crimson Desert or Baldur's Gate. That still doesn't stop you from, you know, spending hundreds or thousands of hours in it if you really, really like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who've been playing it for a hell of a long time. But I suppose, like anything, you know, for some people, there's always going to hit a point where it starts to get a bit boring. You play it to death. And there is plenty of other stuff out there. You know, it's not just games. It's all the social media stuff that's competing for your attention these days. So there's plenty of stuff to pull you away from it. But, you know, I never get the impression that Fortnite's really, you know, struggling that much. They're kind of like their, you know, the press release they put out make it sound like it's struggling more than it probably is. I'm sure I read that it made like 6 billion or something last year.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
you would kind of think, well, yeah, 4 billion. I think I'd heard 6. But you would think, you know, the amount of money it's still making, you know, do they have to lay off that many employees? I mean, is the more that we don't know about? You know, have they been pissing money away elsewhere? I mean, I know they've been, you know, had ongoing legal fights, you know, around the world with like Apple and Google to try and get, you know, stuff changed on those platforms so they can like push Fortnite back on there. Try to think how much money they've spent on that sort of stuff. Must have pissed away so much money on legal fees. But yeah, it's just quite sad that they've kind of got themselves into a situation where they had to get rid of loads of people because, you know, this is probably then going to slow down some of the like newer content coming to Fortnite because they haven't got as many developers now to make it all. Surely it's going to slow that production down or perhaps make it so it's not quite as polished because there just aren't enough people there to do it.
Yeah,
who knows? We'll have to sort of see what it does, but you know, it's a bit sad they just let like 1,000 devs go. You know, you kind of hope that maybe they'd knock away some of the dead wood up in management. They probably get overpaid for what they do because they could probably save a fortune there. Or even if you saw like was it Tim Sweeney take a bit of a pay cut? Try and keep people employed. You know, he's got tons of money. Surely he could take a bit of a knock on the head there.
He was the one that put out the statements, but then one of the lead game designers was laid off. Which when you kind of go, what? So
yeah, and that person's going to have an absolute shit ton of knowledge that is now lost from the company. Yeah, a load of good stuff there. It's sadness like this. I mean, I never really trust the press releases these big companies come out because they're never going to tell you the truth. Yeah, they want you to keep playing. They want you to keep putting money in it. You know, if they told you the truth, you definitely wouldn't.
Yeah. Mykl, your thoughts, please, on this.
Question before I get into my thoughts. Am I limited on what I can say?
No.
Okay. It is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Fortnite's biggest problem is that they've tried to overcomplicate everything. People don't want to do challenges at this location and go to that location. People want to drop into a game, not have to think, and just have the old school excitement that Fortnite was when it come out.
Yeah.
That's all people want from the game. Drop in, give me some basic weapons, and let's go have a fight. Let's go hide in a bush. Where's the fun gone from it? We don't want items that allow us to jump 300 meters into the air.
Yeah.
Because that just breaks the game. Let us have the OG experience. That's what people fell in love with Fortnite.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're trying to overcomplicate things. Less is more in this situation, this scenario. Dial it back a bit. Fair enough, you might not need 4,000 people in your company and your development team to, if you are going to step it back.
Yeah.
But just keep it simple. It's the basic rule of games. Keep it simple, keep it functional, and people will have a good time.
Yeah. I think this is the thing, and the fact that they are removing free game modes, some which only been in for a couple of months, some that have been in for a couple of years. But then the original game mode that you had to pay for before Battle Royale came out, they're making that free. So technically that's the only game mode that actually, but I'm guessing that doesn't make them money anymore because that was around nearly 10 years ago. That's why they're making that free. But you kind of go, okay, interesting reasons. It's really bizarre. But maybe they've just not, as you said, they've overcomplicated. So there's less players playing certain modes. So they're going to get rid of the modes that are not attracting the people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I do feel that they kind of go, oh, well, we're not, they're kind of crying on hard times and going, oh, well, we're not really making the money. And as you said, somewhere between 4 and 6.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
bollocks, you're still making shitloads of money.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
I think it's nuts. We'll tell you more on the Fortnite thing as and when it happens. We'll go there. Want to say hello to Moonchild, who's in the chat. Also, I saw Abdu ask the question saying, do you think they're going to do Resident Evil 9 Requiem DLC? The answer is yes. We actually talked about this on the show last week. They have announced it. They haven't said what it is, but they have announced it. And there's some other modes coming to the game over the course of months, but we probably won't see it for a year or more because, like with Resident Evil 8 and Resident Evil 4 Remake, the DLCs came out a year or even 2 years after the main game came out. So it will happen, but it won't be very soon. Let's put it that. Let's move on to our next game, our third game, based on the hit Amazon TV series. But this is a PlayStation and MetaQuest VR game. This came out on Thursday. This is The Boys, trigger warning. And yes, we're talking about The Boys.
We missed the show. Did you even check the schedule?
Hey, if the Armstrongs are still here, maybe we can meet them backstage.
I don't think we should be here.
Don't let them get away!
Jess! Alex, run! Alex!
They're soldier toys!
I'm so sorry.
This is his last chance, love.
You turned him into a fucking soup?
We know you got a lot of questions, but until you get control of your powers, you're dangerous to anyone close by.
So I help you with Project Janice. You'll help me keep my daughter safe and kill the Armstrongs? I'm in.
All you gotta do is install a backdoor device on the central server. We'll know every move those motherfuckers make. Think you can handle that?
Guess we're gonna find out.
Fucking diabolical.
What's Temp V?
It's a twist on Compound V. Gives regular blokes powers for a day.
Careful. Playing with fire here.
You're fucking welcome.
Can you hear yourself? You sound like a fucking drug addict!
We can't go home.
Welcome to The Boys. Everything we do is certifiably batshit.
Time to serve your country the only way that counts. By blowing shit up in virtual reality.
There you go. So out on MetaQuest and coming soon to PlayStation VR as well. That is The Boys Trigger Warning, which came out last Thursday. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, so you're playing as a character called Lucas Custer in this game, whose daughter gets killed by some low-tier superheroes called the Armstrongs.
Yeah.
So you end up going out on a bit of a quest for revenge against them. You encounter the boys who give you some compound V that then gives you, super powers. So you can see you're getting blades on your hands, lasers from your eyes, stuff like that. You've got to use that to then infiltrate, I think, various Void compounds and leave hacking devices there and stuff like that. Ultimately, you want to try and find the Armstrongs and get some revenge for the death of your daughter. I looked at some gameplay of it earlier on. I thought it looked okay for a VR game. I've seen better, especially in the way the mechanics work. It looks a little bit on the janky side. And I've heard that the enemy AI in there is pretty much non-existent.
Okay.
They're just dumb as anything.
You
So,
just
not particularly
fodder.
challenging to get through. I think it's probably an okay experience, if you really like the boys.
Yeah.
But I don't know, was it £30 that got mentioned in the chat earlier? I
Yeah,
think
it's
15, I'd probably
30
say.
quid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
15 I'd probably say worth a little bit. 30 for what it is seems a bit much, and it looks a little bit ropey graphics wise, since it is just currently only on the Quest 3. That can't do a huge amount graphics wise, so yeah, it looks okay for that platform, but since it is coming to PSVR 2, hopefully it should look a lot better when it comes to that platform.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see when it does appear. So hopefully they'll be able to put the effort into it. But I think for the moment, I wouldn't pay full price for this, for what it is, for what it looks like. Yeah, if it went down to half price, maybe I'd give it a go. At the moment, no, it looks a little bit janky to me for a VR game.
Yeah. Rock Music says, is it more of a cash grab? Possibly, because the new season and final season is about to come out, isn't it? Very soon. So that's probably why the timing's perfect. Lots of MetaQuest companies closed, so not sure how much more we'll be getting out of MetaQuest. I'd play if it was free, but I wouldn't pay for it, says Mooney. Mykl, your thoughts on this? Are you a boys fan?
I am. I do like the boys. Wait, no, don't clip that.
Too late for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's already clipped that. Susanna, looking at you. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the Boys TV show, for clarity. But yeah, there's a lot of comments about the graphics. I agree, but I don't care as much, because as long as it's head popping fun, which it looks like it's going to be,
yeah,
I think you can overlook the graphics. I mean, I've got really fun memories of like PS1 games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the graphics weren't great.
Yeah.
But when I think back on them, I don't really think about the graphics. I think about the time I had playing the game.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be very much the same. So I am excited for this one. I probably will play it at least once just to see how it reacts and how it all goes together. The AI might not be great, as Dave said, but I don't care. As long as just let me run through and pop some heads.
Happy days.
Okay. I'm an easy man to please.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see what people are saying in chat. If you just joined us, feel free to jump some scores in chat. So Chloe came in with an 8 to start with. Brian says a 6.5. Hannah says an 8. Fluffy Chaos says an 8. A solid 7 from JL. Danka says a 7. Mooney says a 6.5. Chloe then changed her mind to 7 after what Dave discussed. Ob says a 6. Fluffy Cal says, okay, I'm going to change mine to a 7 now. Gozzo saying a 7. Rotmew saying a 7. Dave saying a 6.5. Kindred saying a 7. Lulu saying a 7.5. Flame saying a 7. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try a 7.
Going for a 7. Mykl?
6.9.
6.9?
Yeah.
That means a 7 then. I can't.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
I just wanted to do the funny internet number.
That's all I'm going to say. Retro says 7.5. Yes, 69. 69. At least they didn't say 6 fucking 7. Okay. Anyway.
Don't do that. Can I leave?
No, we won't do it. Your guest is so old. Hope to tell me. No, Dave. No, we said no. Folks, this is your last chance. This is the boys' trigger warning, which came out on Thursday. Oh dear, we're cursed now. Coming soon to PSVR and on MetaQuest VR right now. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this got, on average, 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. So it's good, but it's nothing special. So if you're a boys fan, try it. You'll probably get some fun out of it, but it's not going to blow you. Well, it's not going to blow your mind. Literally, like you're probably going to do all the big characters in the game that blow their minds. Dave Housen, well done. You got that right. Did anyone else say it? Mooney? You got it right. Congratulations. Brian, UKGN Zoidberg got it right. And I think that's everyone. Well done. 0.2 off. 6.7. Yes, you were just off there, but there you go. I think that's everyone. Did I miss anyone? No, I think we got everyone. Let us know otherwise. So yeah, 6.5 for that. Moving on to our next game. A game that has been a long-running series. I did play the last game, which brought back the original Max Caulfield into the game. It was fantastic. And now this one has an even bigger twist. This came out on Thursday, but as I've said, there's not too much fanfare, which worries me a little bit. But this is the brand new Life is Strange reunion. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Your vision, fire, we'll figure it all out. I'm just so glad you're here.
Your visions are growing in intensity, and that place is dangerous. If you keep going back there, it could all unravel.
It's okay. We've got to focus on the fire.
So, what does future Max think caused it?
I wonder if it was about Abraxas.
Secret society. Shady calls with the Abraxas president. It could be something.
And there was a protest the same day as the fire.
People are blaming Caledon for all of their problems, especially now that your new president wants to snatch up more of Lakeport.
Not to mention a shapeshifter with whom I share ideological differences.
Dude, what is your life?
I know you think you're above it all, but life is about making tough choices.
You don't get to tell me about tough choices. I have made tough choices.
You're Max Caulfield. You'll always try to save everyone and everything you can. Just don't act surprised when you make everything worse again.
We're doomed.
We are not doomed.
We're Max and Chloe.
This timeline, us, I'm going to fight for it, no matter what.
PlayStation.
There you go. Life is Strange is back. This is a straight on continuation from the fourth one, which we did cover and play when it came out in 2024. But this obviously brings a big twist because it brings back some characters, doesn't it, Dave?
It does indeed. As you say, it's following on from the events of the previous game. So they have led to the reason why Chloe is now back in this one, because, if you played to the end of the first game, there was two ways it could end, one of which, she didn't survive it. So they've come up with a good way to sort of bring her back with the sound of it. And yeah, as you mentioned, that hasn't really been a huge amount of fanfare about this. And like I think someone else mentioned in chat, I'd kind of forgot it was actually out. I think it came out on the 26th.
It did. It came out on Thursday.
Yeah, when I looked yesterday for reviews, because you put it in the list of things to talk about tonight. I did a quick YouTube search, and I couldn't really see any videos from any known outlets at all. So
it's
I don't know if it's just been a case of
anywhere.
No, I just wonder if it hasn't really been sent out to any of the big gaming sites to review. They've not been given keys, or they got the stuff they're reviewing. Are they all too busy with Pacopia and Crimson Desert to get stuck into?
I can say I got sent a copy of the last one, so it was the first Life is Strange game I ever actually properly covered on this channel. So I kind of was waiting to see when I might be able to apply, and it's never certain whether I'm going to get the game or not. If I get it, great, and if I don't, nothing from the publishers or anything, nothing. It's so bizarre.
Seems they haven't bothered the marketing for it at all. So people know it's out. But I found a review from someone on YouTube which I had a look at, and they had a decent amount of stuff to say for it, because I think one of the worries was them bringing back Chloe, that they might not do very well with the narrative. It might be a bit dodgy reads. It might feel a bit fan servicey. But the video I watched, said the narrative was actually pretty good. As we say in this one, Chloe is back in this one. And Max has actually got her original powers back. She's got the rewind ability back from the first game. And the main sort of hook with this one, as well as trying to understand why Chloe has come back, is to stop a fire happening at Caledon University. You've got 3 days before this fire is going to start, so you've got to use your powers to try and solve the mystery, solve the puzzles, to find out what's going to happen, see if you can save a few people or everyone. So I think it sounds like it's got a good mystery to it. Sounds like it's got a good reason for Chloe being back. So I do want to get around to playing this. I still haven't played the last one, which you played the double exposure. I played the original game and its prequel, Before the Storm. one of the things I brought back in, because whilst Max has got her original rewind ability back, Chloe is using the backtalk ability that she had in the prequel game before the storm. They're bringing that back in for this game, so I'm quite liking, the look of it, the sound of it. So definitely on my list to play at some point. So I've just got to get both games, but I think you can get both games in a bundle on Steam.
Yes, they have done that.
So that is quite
you
cool.
didn't get, because I'll be honest, the last game didn't perform that well. It was very good and it got good reviews, but again, it didn't sell well. So this was kind of an odd thing. So if people did miss the last game, which I recommend you go and try, you can get this in a bundle. Mykl, have you played any of the Life is Strange games?
Yes, and I absolutely love them. They are some of my favorite games to play because they're very easy to do. It's a lot of choice-based sort of games like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Life is Strange. All of those type of games I absolutely love. And I'm a little bit ashamed that this one did go under the radar. Again, I didn't see anything hyping it up or anything like that. And that's absolutely fine. Maybe the company just doesn't have the market and budget to do that.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather they cut back on that rather than lay off 1,000 staff.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Epic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd much rather they did that and just let it grow organically, let it get out there organically. And I can't wait to play it. I didn't even know it was out, so it's already on my Steam wish list now.
Nice. Okay, well, it's Kindred posted this up. So on Steam, it is where are we? Oh, hang on, I've lost the thing that he said. Where's it gone? Where's Kindred? There we go. £35 on Steam and a £10 more on PlayStation and Xbox. So there you go. Yeah. So we'll see. I loved when the series was released as episodes. Trying to play through the whole thing wasn't as good. That was the thing that they changed, wasn't it? That was something that did change. And the last game was one big giant game, but I didn't mind that. But I know they used to do it where there was a month or so, or even longer. Some of the other ones. I always play these on Xbox, so we'll be getting it on Xbox. Let's see what people are saying scores-wise. Let's scroll back up. Let's go. I think this is where the scores start. My apologies. Dank is saying a 7. Moonchild says 8.5. Gozzo says a 7. Fluffy Kale says a 9. Chloe saying a 7.5. Mooney says, personally, it would be a 10 because I fangirl hard for this game, but I will say 8.5 to be logical. Rock Muse, 8 out of 10. Legendary JL, 8.5. Obs, 8. Hannah, 8. Brian, 7. Flame, 7.5. Jesse, 9. Retro Shazar, 8. Dave, 7. Ems, 8. Mykl, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
See, if it was down to me, it'd be a 9.5.
Yeah.
Because I love these games. But thinking logically, probably a 9 or an 8.5. I'm gonna say 8.5. No, I'm not doing the meme. I'm not doing the meme.
No.
Enough for
Just
that.
weighing up which way you going?
8.5.
Okay, 8.5 from Mykl. Kindred saying an 8. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7.5.
7.5. So you think it's not going to be as good? So maybe that's why there's not much fanfare. Maybe we'll have to see.
Maybe.
Okay, folks, this is your last chance. This is Life is Strange Reunion, which came out on Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores in chat, I can tell you that this got 8 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
So decent. I just don't understand why it's not being marketed. Maybe they've just not got the budget. But go check it out. It's getting good reviews. Okay. So there you go. Lucky number 8. Well done, everyone. Still very decent indeed. Indeed it is. Well done to the following people. Kindred, Ems, Retro Shazar, Hannah, well done. Obs, well done. Rock Muse, well done. I think that's everyone. Yes, you have got 8. I think Hannah is absolutely smashing it now. I think Hannah's 3 for 4 now, I think Hannah's in the lead at the moment. So well done, Hannah, so far. And while these shout-outs are being done, I say this every week, please do give all these wonderful people a follow that are getting shout-outs for their channels. They come here and watch the show week in, week out and support us. And we've been doing the show. As Jesse said, this is a long-running series. We've been doing this over 5 years now. please do go support them as they support us. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to move on to some more gaming news. We still have got more games for you. Now, and this is the funny story. So, last time Mykl was on the show, one of the news stories was about, well, actually, I'll let Mykl say, what was the news story about?
So the news story last time I was on the show was about Sony increasing their prices of their consoles.
Yes.
And Mags, what are we going to talk about?
So, we are going to talk about, yet again, PlayStation 5 prices going up on consoles. No. But this is the third time, and this goes live as of Thursday. Okay? So, again, PlayStation are saying that because of tariffs and fees and not being able to get the components, prices need to go up a third time, which technically means that because we've already talked about the second time, we need to get Mykl on again to make up for the fact that he missed it. So we'll get him on sooner rather than later this time to make up for it.
I've just seen Kindred's comment there. It's not my fault, I promise.
Yes, do not blame, because he wasn't here the second time, so you can't put that on Mykl. Don't be doing that. There you go. Let's see. So, as of Thursday, these are going to be the new prices. I'm going to give you the American prices and UK prices because I know we've got American people watching as well. A standard physical PS5 that you can put discs in will be $649.99 in the US or $490 in the UK. The digital version is $599.99 or $452 in the UK. The PlayStation 5 Pro, this is the kick in the nuts, $899.99 or £679 in the UK. And the PlayStation Portal goes up to $249 in the US, which makes it $188 in the UK. Obviously, prices might vary with tariffs, so take that with a pinch of salt, the way we've calculated that. But it does mean that PlayStation have put a statement out saying that they are not looking to bring out any new PlayStations, i.e. the PlayStation 6, until 2029. So another 3 years.
How
so
generous of them.
Yeah. I mean, people were saying, oh, it's going to be 2027. No, 2029. So we're probably going to get the new Xbox before then and the Steam machine and other things, but no new PlayStations. But again, being hit round the head with price rises. So if you were desperate to get a PlayStation 5, get it before Thursday. You've literally got tomorrow or tonight to do it. And it might even come out before GTA 6. Yes, that's the time. So there you go. Or until the price of DDR and chips go down then. Exactly, because that could change it. Dang it. I need a second one. No, nobody needs a second one. Behave. See, Gozzo got his a year ago. Mate, you've got a good price if you got it a year ago. I got mine 6 months after it come out, so I got it at the original price, so I'm happy. I would never jump to a Pro. I tend to get the first edition of it, and I stick with it until the next one comes out. I can't be bothered with all these Pros and that. If I hadn't got one, I probably would. Yeah, or just get a PC, in your opinion. Well, it was funny, because obviously, back when we had Mykl on the show last time, he did say this statement, which I'll let you say, but now you can't really say this now, can you? So
you can't do it, but I will add to the statement for what you can do, okay? So last time the price hikes were coming up, there was a very popular tech YouTuber. He did a video making a comparable PC for the same price as what the price hikes were going to be on the PS5, and it ran everything that you needed the Sony to do, or the PS5 to do. It absolutely smashed it in all of the different sort of benchmarks. You could get 4K gaming, and as a lot of you know, PC 4K is very different to console 4K. It was running at higher frame rate, you had better graphics, and what you can do this time is get yourself on Gumtree and just search PC. I've been looking at them like recently. I don't need a PC, but I've been looking at them. You can get one for around about £600. That's got like a 3060 or a 3070 in, and that is more than what you can get with a PS5.
Yeah.
So buy secondhand at the moment. That's probably my best advice for anybody who's thinking about getting one. Just put it into the PC and then you can upgrade your parts as you go.
Smart. It will still be far cheaper than what they're charging for PS5. I will throw a quick question to Dave is, third time we've seen a price rise, do we think we will get a fourth at some point?
Well, it depends on the component prices, doesn't it? At the moment, all the RAM and stuff is getting brought up by the big tech companies building all these bloody AI data centers all around the place. So if they keep a stranglehold on the supply, then the price can keep going up for everybody else. I hope the consoles don't go up again because looking back at what the original launch price was, the digital edition of the PS5 originally, that was like 360 quid when it came out. And what did you say? It was like 520 now.
Yeah, and I
the
think,
way it's going.
what was it, 450 for the one with the disc drive?
Yeah, it's sad really because back in the day prices would go down after these damn things have been out for a while. I remember picking up like the PS1 a couple of years after it was out for like £99.
Yeah,
again, it dropped down in price. That's what you expected, but not with these. It just keeps going up. I hope they don't go up again because it's just going to make them unaffordable. For some people.
Yeah.
Look at the price of these, and they won't want to pay it at all. And it does also make you worry what the price of the next gen consoles, Xbox and PlayStation are going to be.
Exactly that. What Dave just said.
Because again, if they end up being stupidly expensive, it will price more people out the gaming market.
Yeah,
it's not good the way it's going.
Yeah.
So I've got a quick question. So if the prices are going up because it's harder to get the components now, or it's more expensive to get the components now, are the components better than the components that we're using on the original PS5?
Technically, no, unless you've got the PS5 Pro, I would have thought. But if that's wrong, please correct me.
Yeah, but I mean, like the original PS5 Pro compared to the new PS5 Pro is essentially the same parts. So I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but all of these high-tech companies with the AI and stuff like that, surely they're using the latest parts. They're not using the parts that come out 4 or 5 years ago. That's what the shortage is on the new parts, right?
Well, they're still going to manufacture the parts, for the consoles, even if they're not, the latest ones. Someone's still going to manufacture them, and if all the manufacturing, is getting taken up by what the companies want for the data centers, it just, means not as enough of the older stuff can get manufactured. And of course, not just Sony who want it, Xbox will want some, Nintendo will be after some, Steam will be after some. It's just it's the whole good old supply and demand thing.
Yeah. Now, I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that because are they doing it on purpose because they just know we can charge this price for the same console as what come out 3-4 years ago?
I mean,
rather than release the new one?
Yes, because PlayStation is still the leading console out of the three, with Switch 2 in second and Xbox Series X last. I mean, Switch was outselling the Xbox Series X and S anyway, the original Switch. So Xbox didn't do well out of this one. So PlayStation's in the lead. So probably yes, because it's the most popular console in the world right now.
Yeah, we could release the PS6, but if people are going to pay $900 for the PS5, that was what $600 2 years ago. Then why? There's no point in them releasing it.
Well, we'll see what happens if we get a fourth price hike. Mykl will be on the show, even if it's next week. I'm getting back on the show straight away. Because now
come back. I'll chat more shit about Sony.
Yeah, and Epic.
I'll blame it on Epic. It's Epic's fault. It's Epic's fault that Sony is raising the prices.
Yes, exactly.
World first. There's your scoop.
Yes. And last year's price rises, it was Ubisoft's fault. So there you go. We've sorted it out. There you go. It's stupidity if people pay that price then when they couldn't afford a decent PC. I agree. Yeah, if you can get a decent PC, get it. So there you go. Let's move on to some more new games. This also came out on Thursday. This was on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And this is Project Songbird. Let's have a look at this.
So,
My friend Don has this log cabin about 2.5 hours south down in West Virginia. I've heard a lot of stories of musicians retreating away for a bit, and these guys come out of it having written the best music of their lives. Just thought maybe you'd like to take the time away to get an album out. A new, classic Neon Songbird album. You can show everyone that you've still got it. What do you say?
I'm done! Did you hear me?
This is what I'm most afraid of.
Sing for us, Songbird.
PlayStation.
There you go. That is Project Songbird, which came out last Thursday. Nice bit of horror for us. We seem to be getting not overwhelmed, but getting a lot of decent horror games, especially this year. I'm going to say these. But we're good. Good evening, Arcalius. He says these indie games have such amazing stories. I agree. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, and this one you're playing as a musician called Dakota who's suffering from a spot of writer's block, trying to come up with the next album. So, as suggested by a friend, she goes onto a cabin in the woods to try and kick back, relax, get her her brain in order, and trying to come up with the next album. But while she's out in the woods, she begins experiencing some surreal, nightmarish visions, and we can see there's some strange monsters stalking you through the woods there, which does look pretty creepy. I think graphics-wise, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah,
it looks very, very good and creepy. I think the game itself, it's only about sort of 4 or 5 hours to play through, which I think is probably sort of quite right for a horror experience. You don't necessarily want it to go on for hour upon hour upon hour, do you? The shorter it is, the more it can probably do the narrative, the better it can do the scares, to have to drag itself out. So I think that sounds pretty good. And it looks good. So yeah, I'd be interested to try this one out.
It's currently on sale on Steam. It's normally £12.79. It's down to £11.51. Normally PlayStation, it's £13. It's down to £11.69, and £15 on Xbox. So there you go. Those are the prices. Thank you, Kindred. Mykl, your thoughts on this?
Love it. I'm not a huge horror game fan, but I do play them just because my community likes to watch me poop myself all of the time. So yeah, this game is right up my alley. It's very sort of, what's the word? Immersive. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's very good at setting the scene.
Yeah.
And bringing you in, making you feel like you're all alone and that type of thing. That's what you need from a horror game. It has to elicit some kind of emotion from you. Atmospheric. Yeah, that's the one.
Nice one, Kindred.
Thank you, Kindred.
There you go. Space Lord Ray, thank you for the follow. And Arcalius, welcome on in. Good to see you. Let's see what people are saying scores-wise. Moonchild says 8.5. Obs saying an 8. Danker 8. Gozzo 8. Rockmuse 8.5. Chloe 8. JL 8. Arcalius 9. Hannah says 8. Kindred 8. Ems 8.5. Flame 7.5. Dave 8. Speaking of Dave, I'll let you guess this one. What do you reckon?
I'll go for an 8.
Go for an 8. And Mykl?
I'm going to say 7.5 just to be different. I did want to say it, but
if you want to say 8, you can. You don't have. You can have.
I'm going to go 7.5.
Okay,
that's final answer.
Okay, final answer. Retro Jazar saying an 8. Brian saying a 7.5. Folks, this is Project Songbird, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got on average a 8 out of 10.
Cool.
So there you go. Dave, congratulations. You got your second one this evening. Well done to Retro Jazar, Dave Johnson, Kindred, Hannah, who's absolutely smashing this tonight, Legendary JL, Chloe, Gozzo, Danker, Obs. You've all got there. Dave says, I've got every single one right so far. What the fuck? I mean, did you? Because I mean, everyone that you were here for, I know you've not been. I think Hannah's got more right than you, but I don't think you were here for all of them. 4 out of 5. Yeah, there you go. Mooney says, 0.5 out. It definitely deserves more. As I say, these are average scores. Take them with a pinch of salt. But there's been many a game that we've given a score on this show and then we've played and gone, yeah, that deserved a better score. Also, I'll bring it up. Kindred mentioned something earlier, and I will bring that comment you made up about Marathon. We'll talk about that in a bit, so don't worry. Dave is clearly cheating, says Arcadius. Talking to Dave's, how would you like your second shout out, Dave?
Well, the knee cracking was requested quite some time ago, wasn't it? So
it was
for that.
So let's do this. Knee cracking ahoy hoy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, people. Here we go. Oh, there it goes.
That was a good
one. Good. Go for it.
Okay. Dave!
Well done for getting back up.
There you go. Getting up is not too bad. When the knees go down, not so good. So there you go. Crack of the knees always succeeds. Let's move on to our next game. We start to look at games that came out on Friday. This is our first of 2 collections of games. You'll need new knees soon. Oh, please don't say that. I'm not a carpet fitter. This came out on Friday on Switch, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. And this is the Marvel Maximum Collection. Let's have a look at this. Good night, Abdu. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate you being here. So, a classic collection of Marvel games. And I remember the Ultimate Carnage game because I had that on the SNES and that was bastard hard. But I did actually complete it after many, many, many months of trying to play that. So I do remember that. And I remember the arcade one as well. Dave, tell us all about this classic collection.
Yeah, well, this is bringing together, I think, 6 or 7 games from across like 16-bit, 8-bit, arcade and portable version. So you've got multiple iterations of each one. I think the arcade game, which is probably the highlight here, has like the sort of versions that support like 6 or 4 or 2 players. So you've got a few different iterations of that one, and then for like the 16-bit versions of games, it's like the Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo version. So you got alternate ones you can play. I think it's probably a bit of a mixed bag of quality, across the games, because whilst I say the arcade games are probably the highlight, some of the other ones I don't think were received quite as well. Like you mentioned, the Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage has been bastard hard, and one of the reviews I'll say was highlighting a particularly stupidly hard wall climbing section that I think is just can be nigh impossible unless you get But since this is like a nice collection, there's a few sort of modern conveniences in here. So you've got some integrated cheats, and you've got the option to rewind and put save states in. So if you are finding some of these things a bit hard, you've got these nice modern conveniences to try and help you get through it a bit more. You're not just stuck with like 3 lives and you got to start all the way back at the beginning, like what we used to have to do back in the day. But then as well as that, you've got like other stuff in here. Digital archive, giving you more information on the game. Separate music player if you listen to the tracks from the game. So there's quite a lot of stuff there. And I think the X-Men arcade game supports online multiplayer as well.
Yeah.
which is pretty good. So you've got the single player games and then this cool arcade game for a bit of online play as well. So it's not too bad a package, but I think there were some other games from the same era that haven't been put in it, which is a bit of a
that
shame.
were better.
Yeah, there were some better ones. So it's not quite the full package. So I think probably depending on cost, it might be one to just wait till it has dropped down a bit because it's not like 6 bangers are in there. It's a couple of good games and a batch of average ones.
Yeah. So it's 20 quid on Steam, 20 quid on PlayStation, and 21 on Xbox.
I mean, 20 is not too bad actually. If it'd be like 40 or 50, I would have said definitely wait for a sale. But 20 is not too bad.
Yeah. Okay. Mykl, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think £20 a fair price for 6-7 games.
Yeah.
To do it just a little bit. But yeah, it's typical like Golden Axe, like it brings back those memories of the side scrollers. I'm a big fan of them. A lot of nostalgic memories from them, and yeah, although I don't play them anymore, I might be tempted to pick them up at that price.
Yeah. Apparently on day release it was £16, but now it's gone back up. So there was obviously like a special flash sale for it. I probably would play for the nostalgia, but then I'm wondering, without trying to sound horrible, could I get some of these games on emulators and play them? Because I know some of them aren't that good. I mean, the one NES one wasn't very good. I remember that. So there you go. Let's have a look at what scores people are saying in chat. If you just tuned in, by all means, try and guess the scores of what the reviewers have said for these games. If you get it right, you will get a shout out. Danka saying a 7, Gozzo saying a 7, Mooney saying a 7.5, Hannah 7.5, Chloe 6.5, Kindred 7, Rockmuse 7, Retro Jazar 8. The nostalgia factor is a big win. Flamin 8. Mykl, what do you reckon?
I'm gonna go 6.5.
6.5. Okay. Dave is a 7, and Dave on screen.
I'll go for the safe 7 as well, I think.
Safe 7 as well. UKGN Zoidberg says 7 as well. Any more? This is Marvel Maximum Collection, which came out on Friday on Switch, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. And Ems is saying a 7.5. And if there are no more scores in chat, I can tell you that this got a perfectly safe 7. So there you go. So Dave, third one this evening, sir. Well done. We'll come back to you shortly. But also, we have got the following people who got this right. Brian, UKG and Zoidberg. Dave himself got it right there. Rockmuse, Kindred, Gozzo, Danka. They all got 7s. Well done to you. Shout-outs are going now. Dave, how would you like your third shout-out?
You could do your walk-on from the side, mate.
Okay, with me or with Bob Ross me?
Bob Ross, we'll go with him.
Bob Ross me, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're back in a second. Are you ready?
I'm on the edge of my seat, mate. Go for it.
I bet you are. I was earlier when I did the knee cracking.
Thank you, Bob.
Pretty picture with a nice canvas.
Good old Mr. Ross. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see. It was always, when he makes a special entry. Why was Mag so loud? Because I am. There you go. Let's move on to our next news story. Now, we talked about Crimson Desert last week, and we said that, interestingly enough, by the time that we had done the average score, there had already been another patch, and review scores started to go up, and we would look at this on the next show. And interestingly enough, review scores have continued to go up, and there has been a further patch. Now, I know that Kindred and Guildfly and people said the game seems to be getting even better. I think we said it was getting, on last week's show, it got an average of 7. It's even getting like 8.5s now in reviews. So the reviews that are coming out, it's getting higher scores. But here's a good thing. Even more things have been patched. Yesterday, so we're talking Monday, patch 1.01.00 launched with 5 summable mounts, improved controls, decreased loading times, and the Steam reviews have gone from good to very positive, and obviously we don't know how many people are playing it on console, but it has gone up to over 276,000 concurrent players on Steam as of Sunday, which makes it the third most played game on Steam that day. So it's actually turning things around. And we said this on the show last week, that if they could get these, it got okay reviews, didn't get bad reviews. People are still buzzing about the game, and generally it was seen quite favourable. But if they could get these patches out and improve the game, which they seem to have been doing, then this could be a big turnaround for it. And that seems to be happening. Now, interestingly enough, Kindred brought this up. We were still waiting on reviews of Marathon. Now, when we talked about Marathon a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to get this out here, that also got a 7 out of 10. Weirdly, both IGN dropped a review a couple of days ago with a 9 out of 10, and GameSpot dropped a review yesterday with a 9 out of 10. Now, I don't know about any of us, and I don't know what the average is, but I'm going to look that up. But what's interesting is that Marathon doesn't seem to be as talked about as Crimson Desert is, but the review scores seem to be high. Now, I'm just going to quickly have a look and see what it is. But do we think that these games are learning? Oh, so it's now sitting on round about an average of an 8. So it's gone from 7. So not as good as that. But some reviews are coming in with a 9. So what do we think has accounted for that to happen, for this to become so popular, and these games now doing better than they are? Is it the first round doing what the players have asked for with this? What do we think it is?
Well, it definitely makes a difference when the the devs listen to the feedback, and since they're a big studio, they can react pretty quickly. And they have been they've added stuff in that you could argue probably should have been in there at launch. Should have been there for the review period, because the reviewers have technically reviewed like the worst version of the game.
Yes,
and those reviews are going to stand. They're not going to go back and re-review it for the most part. But they improved it as a few of the things you mentioned, and they added in a storage chest for you to put stuff into your inventory. Because originally you had a really limited inventory
and you were stuck.
Nowhere to store. Yeah, you were stuck. Yeah. That was a silly thing to have not put in. But they added that in, I think, for launch day. So we had that, and they've so they improved the amount of stamina you use when you're gliding. Because gliding, you couldn't really go anywhere. It was pretty useless, actually. But now it's got a lot better. Controls feel more responsive. I was still, as I said, mentioned about the boss fights earlier, I was still not that taken with them. But I don't know what they were like originally. They could feel a hell of a lot better, but I still didn't really like them when I played the first couple. But I'm going to carry on with it and see how it goes, because they seem to be listening, they seem to be improving it, and it's definitely noticeable improvements. So I mean that makes a difference for that one. I mean with Marathon, I mean they asked people to hold off on the reviews, didn't they, until maps are out, because it was 2 maps at launch, and they brought 2 more out, including their end game map, Crow Archive, which is meant to be a very good map from what I've heard, but it's still not a game that interests me. As much as I liked Ark Raiders, I didn't really spend much time with it. I'm not a huge fan of go and get the loot, try and extract the extraction shooter. Never really appeals to me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to go in and play this one. And I think it is a bit more of a niche genre anyway, compared to these big open worlds. A lot more people enjoy those, love the exploring, love being able to do what they like in them. So I think that's just got more appeal, and I think it will do better in the long run.
Yeah.
Marathon will probably do all right for a while, then we'll probably just see the numbers start to trickle down as the months go on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Whereas I think Crimson Desert will go the other way. I think
so.
Do very well.
It's got some positive word of mouth behind it.
Yeah. Mykl, your thoughts on these 2 games and how the reviews have changed over the last couple of weeks?
I can't really talk on Marathon because I've never heard of it. That's no slight to Marathon. I haven't heard anything from it.
That's fair.
Crimson Desert, I've just did a quick Google search there because it was something that was on my mind. And it launched, but everybody with an Intel Arc card GPU, it was experiencing crashes.
Yeah.
And it was completely unplayable. That still remains to be the case. It is still broken for everybody who has an Intel card. And I just wonder if they had have actually done the work prior to get it working on Arc, rather than just focus on AMD and NVIDIA, I wonder if your concurrent players would be a lot higher, and maybe you would be top of that rank instead of third place.
Yeah.
So that I feel like they've shot themselves in the foot. I did watch a video on it a while ago. Again, it was the same YouTuber that made the PC for the same price as the PlayStation 5. And he actually reached out to Intel and spoke to them and said, look, what's going on? And Intel basically said, we provided the developers of Crimson Desert with everything they could possibly need. We're sending out GPUs, we're sending out things so they could test it, or firmware or BIOS for the cards, just so everything could be compatible. And they hadn't heard anything from the devs of Crimson Desert.
That's disappointing.
So I don't know. This could be GPU politics. This could be AMD and NVIDIA basically saying, look, we'll give you a little bit extra, or we'll buy more copies of the games to give away if you kind of just put Intel on the back burner a bit. So everyone who wants to play it has to buy our cards, type of thing. That's pure speculation.
No, that's the thing that's happening. I can confirm that, because there's a company that I'm sponsored by, and they are offering free copies of the game if you buy their equipment. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's looking likely that that's happened, but I feel like they've shot themselves in the foot. They've chased game sales from NVIDIA, AMD, whoever, as opposed to getting that base out for everybody.
Games Guru, sorry to interrupt you, Mykl. Games Guru coming in with the raids. Thank you so much, Games Guru. Hope you're doing well. For those who don't know who we are, this is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat with myself, co-host who knows most, Dave, and our guest this week, Mr. Mykl Skuft. And we have just been talking about how the Crimson Desert reviews and also the marathon views have been going up. Shark Frenzy fella, thank you so much for that follow. Greatly appreciate it. Gonna do a little plug now. I did say I had some Timeless news, folks. So for those who don't know what Timeless is, I'm going to play a very short video, and then we're going to tell you some updates about what's coming up over the next course of the month. But here is, for those who don't know what Timeless is, check this out. This explains everything about what's happening for 2026 and Timeless. Here we go. There you go. So that is Timeless 2026, which is taking place on the 12th of August over at Kane's Brewery in Liverpool. We've already announced the fact that we have got Sam and Steve from Go 8-Bit, the show that ran for 3 seasons on Dave, the gaming show. They were the panel guys and they wrote the show. They will be there. We also have got the fantastic Wi-Fi Wars as the evening entertainment. We will be confirming more of the panels later this month, along with a number of the exhibitors. We'll be announcing our official VIP night. We've already told you that Ashens is going to be our special guest for the VIP night, but we're also doing something else on that night, which we've not announced yet. And there's a load of other stuff that we haven't announced, which will be coming. Main tickets, VIP tickets, all other tickets will be going on sale later this month. And at the end of the month, the content creator passes will be going live. So if you want to come to Timeless for free, check it out, plug the shit out of it for us so that we can actually sell it out. Then you can apply for a creator pass, and details of that will be coming later this month. But what we do want to talk about with Timeless this year, I'm going to bring the site, is there is, for those who may have already bought their early bird tickets, we have now yet again partnered up with Liverpool Convention Bureau. And I'm going to show you this because there's a new blog on the website. This is where you get all your details. And hotels are now live. Yet again, we have negotiated discounts for hotels around Liverpool, purely just for Timeless. So if you want to check it out, Liverpool Convention Bureau have sorted this out. There are links on there. There's also information on the FAQ page. You can literally click a link, and then I'll show you the page for that because I'll have to stop sharing that. And you can have a selection of hotels. We worked out that there is up to some have got some very big discounts on what they normally charge because we had a look. But we've got everything from Stay City, apartments to hotels. Hotels start from £75 a night to a number of other places that go slightly higher, up to 125. So if you're looking for somewhere nice to stay, we have negotiated those rates. It is all there. Moonbeard says, what's Timeless? Only the best independent game event in the fucking world. There you go, hands down. I'm already mentioning it constantly on videos. Thank you, Brian. Timeless, never heard of it. Defo needs to go. Thank you. The event of the year. Thank you. So if you haven't booked your hotels already, you can do that now, ladies and gents, and go check it out. But more details of what is actually happening at Timeless will be available later this month. So there you go. That's a little pluggy plug bit over and done with. Folks, let's get our last two games of the night announced. I said we had two different collections of games. There is also the link there. Games Guru, you've also been rewarded 350 Mojo Bytes for a free stream streak. Got my hotel booked for Tuesday and Wednesday this year, so no need to run off. Good man. My hotel is booked, but we'll check the deals just in case. That's all good. Can't wait for this year. It's going to be great. We've got lots more to announce, and there's a lot more that I've actually managed to keep secret this year without getting a slap wrist. So there you go. Our second collection of the night, this also came out on Friday for PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And this is the Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. Let's have a look at this.
Cute clothes and accessories always puts me in a great mood. Hello! Did you come to see me again?
There we go. So, not the Mega Man you might have been expecting, but something a little bit different. Dave, tell us all about this.
Yeah, this was probably one of the, sort of the last sort of mainline Mega Man series. I think this was meant to be set like 200 years after the Battle Network games. And this was a trilogy of games that were originally out on the Nintendo DS in like the mid-2000s. So a fair while ago. And I'll be honest, because it's on the DS, I never had one. I do not remember these games at all.
I don't remember these.
No, I can't say I really remember much of Mega Man apart from the original NES game, because I remember playing that one. Didn't really play much of it after that.
No.
So what I do know of this is what I've managed to just quickly look up online. So this has got 3 games in the collection, but you've got multiple versions in the pack. So it comes out as like 7 different titles in there.
Yeah.
And where you've got the different variants of the games, from what I can gather, it's probably a bit like what Pokemon do with the mainline games. When they release 2 versions, it's just like the same game, but a few little minor differences. And I think back in the DS days, if you kind of linked the games together, then you could get the benefits. If you you had one version, your friend had another, link them together, and you'd get the benefits from both in the game at that point. From what I can see of them, they're meant to be action RPGs, and I think they were meant to be quite good action RPGs. Back in the day. Do look a little bit dated now because they were just DS titles, but I think that HD filter on should just about stand up okay on your modern TV. So I think this is probably one for the nostalgia fans of the Mega Man series, because for me, not remembering these even existed at all, I can't say I'd be rushing out to get it.
Yeah.
But for the fact that they've re-released them, there must be a good number of fans who've been asking.
There must be. Yeah. 33 quid on all formats, apparently. I'm not excited for this at all. I'm not going to lie. It's just not my thing. If it was the original Mega Man games, probably say, yeah, well up for it. This ain't my thing. Not going to lie. Mykl, your thought?
Very much the same boat as you two. Not a mega fan of Mega Man. Is that what it's called? Especially not at £33 either. I'll not be picking these up. But I know there will be an audience out there that do pick them up.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a bit of a cash grab with it saying, the DLC for costumes and stuff like that. It's just a way of getting more money out of the core fan base. And I'll skip, pass.
Yeah. Gozo says, can't wait for the new one to come out. That is probably going to be, well, hopefully it will be decent. So fingers crossed. I'd rather wait for that than this. Let's see what scores people are saying. For those who've just come in the raid, we don't review the games, but we get an average score from all the reviews. If you want to guess the score, you might get yourselves a little shout out in the chat. Starting with Brian coming in with a 7.5, Games Guru a 7, JL 7, Moonboot a 6.5, Chloe a 7, Hannah a 7, Rockmuse a 6.5, Danker a 7.5, Gozo a 7.5. Chat, get your scores in now. Dave, what say you on this one?
I'm going to try... I'll try an 8.
Okay, go for an 8. Mykl?
This might upset some people. 5.
Okay, 5. Flame, 6.5. Kindred, 7.5. Retro Jazar, 7. Any more for any more? This is the Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection, which came out on Friday on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series XS1, Switch, and PC. Ems is saying a 7. And I can tell you that this got 7.5. So an okay score. So well done to Kindred. Well done to Gozo and Danker. And Brian from UKGN. So you guys all got that right. Congratulations. Shout outs. We're going there. One more game to go. And then we've got our UK retail chart. This came out yesterday on PC. And again, something a little bit different. And this is called Aether Iron. Let's have a look at this.
Someday, I can leave the smuggling business behind.
I know Aether better than anyone, and I know how to help with the wasting. A little. Anyway, please, just let me try. I don't think I'm at any risk.
A lot of runaways think the life of an Aether is easier than what they have up here.
The Civil War has some of them playing mercenary. We call them gray caps. The Finks are selling their Aether guns in Dreamland. We need to see who's buying.
Your insurrection ends for a better, peaceful tomorrow. For all of New York!
Remember, act like a bloodthirsty sadist who wrecks everything around you. Basically, just be 8-shot.
There you go. That says it came out today, but reviews did drop yesterday. So it was either come out yesterday or today. I don't know which. I even went on an official site and it had different dates. So who knows? But it's out and it looks pretty cool. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this.
Yes, this is I think like a sort of RPG type game. It's got sort of Disco Elysium vibes to it, but with some added turn-based car combat thrown in there as well. And it's set in like an alternate 1930s where, I think the Earth's surface hasn't had a good time, so everyone's had to like go up to the clouds. They've developed some technology that allows everything to float up there. So it gives you some a bit of a reminder of was it BioShock Infinite?
Yeah,
the city of Columbia there in the clouds. It definitely gives me those vibes. But I think it looks pretty cool. As I say, it gives you Disco Elysium vibes in the way that it's presented with all the speech down the one side. But the artwork looks pretty cool. It's got like good sort of scenic views of the city, so you can sort of take in what it all looks like, and you get a good sort of feel for it as well. In the game, I believe you're playing as a smuggler who's been tasked with smuggling a scientist from one side of the city to another, and you're going to get caught in like various bits of class warfare, political turmoil, and stuff like that as you're trying to get across the city. I think it looks pretty cool. I think the car combat looks like it could be interesting because whilst it's turn-based, it looks like it's all about positioning. You've got to make sure your car's in the right position to avoid like oncoming traffic or other obstacles that might fall, and you can bash the enemy cars like in the way of stuff so they get taken out. It looks like it could be quite a good game. I think if you're looking for something kind of Disco Elysium like, this might be a good one to look at.
Yeah. Okay. I quite like the look of this one because I think I like the way that it's set. Mykl, your thoughts on this one? Our final game.
The story, fantastic. I do like the art style, but as for the turn-based sort of car thing, that takes it away from me, and I hate saying that because I love Baldur's Gate, I love the D&D side of turn-based things, but for me, if we're gonna have a Wreckham car game, it has to be like Destruction Derby. It has to be. It has to give you that sort of like, oh, I'm doing it myself rather than leaving it to the dice. So yeah, it's if they incorporated that instead of the dice play to wreck the cars, then I think I would probably score it a lot higher.
Okay. All right. Well, chat, get your scores in. Let's have a look what people are saying. And by the way, this is 21 quid, but you can get it on for £16.79 right now on Steam. So there we go. Chloe, 6.5 for this one. Danker says an 8.5. Rock Muse says an 8. The cat joins the chat. Yes, the cat joins the chat. Gozzo saying 8.5. Kitty Kindred saying 8.5. Hannah says an 8. Brian says a 7. Mooney says 7.5. Get you. Oh, I've got a few more. Legendary JL 8.5. Flame 8. The obligatory stream guest cats. Yes, wouldn't have it any other way. Gizmo says hi, by the way. M says 7.5. Retro Jazar says 8. Games Guru says 8. Mykl, what do you reckon this got?
6.5, and I'm being generous.
Okay, all right, not really your thing, which is totally cool. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go for an 8.
Okay, going for an 8. Folks, last chance. This is Aether and Iron. Came out yesterday or today, 1 to 2, but it came out on PC. And I can tell you, on average, this got 8.5. So really good scores. We've had some really high scoring games this week. There's only been one that's kind of still good, but not great, which is the obviously the boys game, but everything else has been getting decent scores. So everyone who got 8.5 Congratulations. That goes to Legendary JL. You get a shout out. Kindred, you get a shout out. Gozzo and Danka. And I think that's everybody right there. Congratulations. I don't think I've missed anyone out. Final shout outs are going out. Now, last bit of the show. We look at different charts each week. Last week, we looked at the best-selling games of the year so far. 2 weeks ago, and we look at it every 2 weeks, is the UK retail games chart for all platforms. Now, last week, I'm going to tell you this now so you get an idea. Last week saw Crimson Desert going at number 1 in the UK retail chart. And other such games we all saw 2 weeks ago. We saw Fatal Frame 2 go in as a new entry. That's now out of the charts. We also saw Pokemon Monster Hunter 3 go in. That's also out of the charts as of last week. And WWE 2K26 had dropped a couple of places last week. So 2 of the most recent entries were in there. But let's see what it looks like as of last Friday. So at number 10, down 1 place, we've got Pokemon Legends Zeta A. At number 9, down 1 place, is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Up 21 places is the original Switch version of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, not the Switch 2. Up 9 places, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. A non-mover at number 6, I know Hannah will be happy about this, Pokemon Pokepia. Crimson Desert drops from the number 1 spot, down 4 places. Neo 3 re-enters the chart. We had that in the charts a couple of weeks back. Resident Evil Requiem goes up 1 place. Mario Kart World at number 2 at 1 place. And EA Sports FC 26 goes back up 1 place. So WWE 2K26 is now out of the charts. Resident Evil Requiem still doing well. And Crimson Desert has dropped a few slots there. I can also tell you that last week, a couple of other random games popped into the charts. Monster Hunter Wilds popped in the charts and went. F1 25 popped into the charts and popped back out. So it's randomly, I guess sales and things do affect it, but that's what you've got for the charts this week. Any things that you know kind of grab your attention with that chart? I mean, it feels like it's pretty much the same games that we've had for pretty much the last couple of weeks, really.
Yeah, there's always a few that always end up hanging up there, isn't there? Like EA Sports. Always a bit sad to see it at number 1, to be honest.
Yeah,
there's stuff out there. But
it had dropped to number 2 last week because of Crimson Desert, but then it's gone back up to number 1, unfortunately. Mario Kart World's still hanging around there in the top 3. Resident Evil Requiem's been around for now 4 weeks, so it seems to be doing well.
There's at least some good stuff in the charts, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, there you go. And all the Pokemon fans out because they've got 2 Pokemon games in the charts right now, which is always good. So there you go. So that's the charts right now. And folks, that is, believe it or not, the end of our show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our wonderful guest, Mr. Mykl Skuft, who, if you are going to the Manchester Twitch meet, you will get to see. If you would like a tarot reading at the event, please do go see him, whether you want it live on stream or just side to stage because you might not want to be on stream. That is perfectly fine. I will drop a link yet again. There are only 42 tickets left for Friday's event. If you want to apply for those tickets, you can get in from 6 o'clock to Arcade Club in Bury. Absolutely free. You're going to save yourselves literally 18 quid. So there you go. Going to drop that in right there. Did that work? That did not work. Let's try that again. There you go. There you go. And our wonderful team with Atomic Moonchild, who's in the chat, and Brenny. We've got a very good, very networking focused event for you. And if you're not interested in that, just go have fun at the arcade. That's absolutely fine as well. We will be announcing our summer dates. In fact, we've already got a summer date ready, and we'll be announcing our Christmas date for those meetups. And I can also say that obviously there are other meetups in Cardiff, Glasgow, and London. But very soon, I was talking to one of the guys that is launching this, there will be a Midlands-based meet coming to Leicester. No dates as yet, but I was talking to the guys at DreamHack. Very excited for that. So there will be 5 meetups in the UK, which is great. which I'm very, very happy about. And the guys that are running that one are great guys as well. So very, very happy. We'll have more news on that as it goes. Eat pizza. They do the best pizza. They do, Mooney, don't they? And the hot dogs are pretty damn good as well. Mykl, thank you so much for being on the show. Great to have you back.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah. And we will not make it 2 years this time. We will get you in. If the prices go up of PS5s in 2 weeks' time, we'll have you back on.
Yeah,
if
just
not,
let me know.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. We will get you back on next year. Thank you so much. That is awesome. As always, big shout out to my co-host and those.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Thank you so much to the wonderful Dave for being here. Our guest next week, we have got, I'm just looking this up. We have got our old mate, Retro Games Master himself, Mr. Oh, no, I've got that wrong. That's another show. Wrong, Pete. We have got someone who has got a brand new FMV game coming out on the show. So the guy that has created that game and has done the Kickstarter for it, Mr. Pete Butler, will be on the show. So we'll be unveiling that game for the first time. But yes, Retro Games Master, the other Pete Ward, will be on the show in a couple of weeks' time. So he will be back with us, my old mate. So yes, thank you to all of you in chat, whether you've been watching on YouTube or on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all the mods as always. Thank you to all for the great show. Dave, there you go. If Brian says, if anyone thinks they can beat him at Ridge Racer on Friday, give him a shout. So there you go. We're up for the challenge. Mooney says, I want to snug the cats. Thank you to the wonderful cat as well on there. Dave says, one more thing. Go on then, Dave. We'll wait. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Thank you, Dave. Greatly appreciate that. We are going to go do a raid on YouTube. The stream will just stop. My apologies about that. I don't do that with YouTube. It just happens. But I thought it would be I quit as well, actually. But on Twitch, we are going to go raid someone else. So press this button. Let's see who is on and see who we can raid. And just having a quick look, I think. Do you know what? I think we can do this. She was doing some Just Dance at DreamHack. Her and the wonderful Kamara are always doing some fantastic things for us at Timeless. We've got the wonderful MZ. She is streaming, but she has started streaming and she admitted she's got absolutely hooked into World of Warcraft. So not doing Just Dance, but she absolutely adores World of Warcraft. So she is doing that. So let's go support the wonderful MZ because she's absolutely smashing it. She's got 254 people watching her right now. So let's go support her. So I'm going to go press this button and that raid should start. Go say hi to MZ. If anyone doesn't have the link, then I will also drop it into the chat for Twitch right now. And all that leaves for me today say is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. And we shall see you back tomorrow at 8:30 for the 8 out of 10 review game Screamer. Check it out on TikTok and Twitch tomorrow. And we'll be back with another Tuesday night gaming chat next week. From all of us, we'll do that thing where we wave. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you.